don't start it with that. Hi, everyone. So I want to do a video summary of where we're at so far because it's easier than typing. So if you're watching this, it's potentially Mary, Giovanni, Jeff, we shared this link with you, and Mary, you may have shared it out with some other people. But initially, the concept started with doing something with materials that are reclaimed from the mill to do a kind of a recognition art project. Mary had come to me with the need for bike racks in the city, and initially it was like functional, weld up some bike racks. Okay, so then we kind of blended that with, wouldn't it be cool to pull some materials from the mill? And then we started thinking, well, what if we did some other stuff with mill materials like sculpture? I had said benches because the materials lend themselves to that. And I talked to Heidi because we worked on a project this fall that Heidi genesis or led, which was the metal art collaboration project in the entryway of the high school.
Right.
So that was this fall. We really let it sit until after the new year. Mary, you had given me Jeff McGlynn's contact. I met with Jeff, toured the mill. The pictures that you see on the Padlet page are what I saw initially as potential materials. We're kind of at the point now where we think the next steps are defining kind of a hierarchy and some roles, a timeline for the grant proposal for the
Research and development.
Yep.
And then the project grant.
And then the project grant. And also Jeff is working on actually pulling some materials to do some prototyping, kind of behind the scenes or regardless of the product, the research and development grant, just because I want to get my hands on some stuff. And we have the time this spring. I'd like to see if we can work with the kids initially on it. So that is currently where we're at. What else? What are the majors that we've discussed that we haven't touched on yet?
Well, we're talking about bringing in local artists to help with the design ideas. But generally speaking, Joe will be the project manager as far as the fabrication element. I would be the artistic director as far as the artistic end. And I think that's about it. And then also I have a lot of grant background, so that'll help as far as making sure the money comes and goes and how to do in-kind donations and how to figure all that stuff out. That's a big puzzle, but I have enough experience with that.
Mary's role in this, really representative of the city, but also kind of the original need was identified there, and we really need to clarify that need as part of this process early on. You know, are we talking bike racks and how many and locations? Are we talking benches? Are we interested in that? Do we want to do a functional art piece? I am proposing we do an area, possibly the Wadtab Creek Park, where we would focus some more efforts towards sculpture, and because it's within sight of the mill, I think that's a possibility as well. But we can talk about a meeting. I don't know that Jeff has to be there, but I think Mary does. I think I do. I think Heidi does.
Yeah. I want to meet Jeff, though.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. So that's where we're at. That would have all been typed up in a really long email, but hopefully you got it in here in 3 minutes. And if you're watching this video as part of the highlights of a documentation of this project, it was pretty sweet. It's turned out awesome, didn't it?
We're kind of geeky.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.